Welcome to room E429 on Emerald Princess. Once you approach the door, your medallion will open your door, turn green, and in you go. As usual, behind the door is your muster station drill. Lights down here to the left, by the way. They're on. Your muster station area, ours is just down in front of one of the restaurants. And you do that as soon as you get on board the ship. Coming back from the door, you do have a key card. You need a key card in your light switch at all times to keep the power on. This is in here when we arrive, so this is not something we put in there, so the room steward does put that in there for you. We've attached a few hooks on the back of the door, but it does come with one hook, which we put our medallion chains on. This is what holds your medallion on Princess. They give you these for free. If you want to buy an accessory though, you can, and you can put them inside watches, pendants. We bought an accessory on Amazon and we just stick it inside like a little wristband, and that works just fine. Extra hooks we always put on the wall here to hang our hats or purses or whatever else we want to hang there. Coming back from the door, you can see this very large mirror here, which also helps illuminate the area. It's great just for checking yourself out before leaving for the night or the day. To the right as you walk in this room is the closet area. The light's over here on my right. This light is on a sensor. It will come on in the middle of the night. Very annoying. I asked the room attendant, why is the light come on? He says it comes on because somebody might have tripped over the door going to the bathroom at one time, and now it stays on for 2.5 minutes. Well, it lights up the whole room, so there are options to cover that up. What I do is I grab my little metal hooks like this, I put a piece of paper over top, put it on both sides, I leave the far side open a tiny bit, and that stops the motion sensor from coming on. But if you want to get in this closet, for instance, if you make a movement on this side, the light will light up this side of the room. Little pro tip for you there. I'm not going to do it right now. Big closet, as you walk into this closeted area, you have one shelf, you have a safe, full-size safe pretty much, and another shelf, 3 more below that. Lots of little cubbies there. Up on top, you have tons of storage. Your life jackets are way off here in the corner. These are the sheets and pillows from the bed, and all that's yours basically. Lots of space. And then basically it's just like a big walk-in closet. You walk in, everything's open. At night, our room attendant organized all our shoes for us, but he's done that. It's just been a really pleasant experience in the room. I still think this is one of the better setups for rooms. When I first went on Princess, I didn't really appreciate it, but since I've been at other cruise lines where the closets are so close to the bed and so tight to get in, this no door method and just like an open closet as you walk in works perfect, I think. And unfortunately, they've taken it off the new Sun class Princess ships. So therefore, they just have the regular type of rooms. Nothing wrong with that. I just think this is a better scenario, personally. Okay, coming in the room on the left, you do have the air conditioning unit. We've had issues with the air conditioning in this particular room. This is an old analog style air conditioning unit. We just find the room doesn't stay overly cool, but we've come up with a few solutions, which I'll show you in a second. Looking around the room, this is a standard balcony room. It is not a deluxe balcony room, which means that it has no couch. Slightly smaller room. The bathroom, the closet, the bed, the desk is all the same. The difference is the length of the room would accommodate a couch, and this one does not. So we don't miss it. We've had this before, we don't miss it. Nice artwork on the wall. I still say Princess has most comfortable beds on any cruise line. Much better than we've experienced on Royal recently. I would say the gold standard of beds are probably on Princess at this time in 2025, unless somebody comes out with better ones. I did hear Disney's are good, so I'm not sure. There's a nice headboard here. It's all padded leather, easy to wipe down, which we like because we like wiping all the surfaces down. So that's nice because that's one less thing to get dirty. Beside the bed, you have the power off for all the lights in the room, pretty much. You can see those over there, yeah. Okay, and then this one is for above the bed, and I believe by the front door. Okay, so if those are on or off, you got your little light beside the bed here with the switch. No power solutions over here though, okay? There's no power solutions for USBs, even in the lamp, nothing. You do get a cubby and 2 nice drawers, lots of space to walk beside the bed. I'd say there's probably 18 inches here. That helps. Okay, coming through, you have a good, probably 2.5 feet right here. I would say, yeah, at least 30 inches through here, past the TV. TV is a good size, about a 42-inch, I would say. It is a smart TV, lots of movies on there. You got guest services, you can explore the ship, book your dinner reservations. I guess you can book a new cruise. I didn't know that. Tell you room status, as I think that's like if you want it cleaned or if you want to be private. You also have a menu over here. You get the wake show, which is their onboard show. Gives you time and date and heading up here, weather, temperature, navigation from the bridge. You got movies and TV shows. Quite a really good selection of free, not paid for view, free TV shows and movies. Very, very good actually. This is a good option. Not a lot of people don't want to spend their time in the room watching TV, but if you, like we did one night, we came in, we watched the movie F1, we finished it up another night. Can't say enough about that as an option if you want to just relax and rest in your room. Good to know. And you can book your shore excursions here too. Yeah, of course, we'll find our hooks everywhere. Any questions or comments, leave them down below. Going back to the bed. The bed is accessible underneath. We do store our bags under there, as you can see. Lots of room. Some of the comforters are down there. Sheets are good quality, nice crisp cotton. Not sure what thread count that would be, but they're good. Pillows were hit and miss. So some of the pillows were very, very thin, like this one, and this one is nice and thick. So we did ask for extra pillows. He brought them. He brought a couple extra thick ones. We've had no issues otherwise. We mixed and matched them together. Worked good. If you had any back problems, you need pillows between your legs, just ask, they'll bring them. Mattress itself is in really good shape, really comfortable. Haven't seen any issues with stains. Okay, on this side of the bed, we still have the light. The light's here. And the difference is we have two USB-A's right there. So there is power solutions. So if you want one on the other side of the bed over there, I would suggest get a long USB-A, either to a USB-C or A or whatever you need, lightning cord, whatever it is. String it behind the bed, underneath the bed, and just take it over there. You need about a good 6-foot cord, and that should do you. Okay, same thing here, cubby, 2 drawers, nice deep space. Over here, 3 drawers, lots of space. As you can see, we haven't even used them that much because there's so much space in this room. The hair dryer is in this drawer. Nice, powerful hair dryer. Of course, I haven't used it because I have no hair. Another power solution right here. North American plug. This turns off that light up there. And the vanity. Telephone. Room number. Basic housekeeping, guest services, room service, dining experiences, satellite communication, blah, blah, blah. Everything's in there. And over here, another power solution. And a European plug. I do have a solution for that, by the way. I'll show you in a second. Coming around past the balcony, back to the other side. This is our little desk. I don't even sure what you call it. The fridge is in there. There's a little counter space. We use this as our charging port for the most part. There's a tray. The water glasses are always here. We keep our little knickknacks here. Oh, this is a nice bear he made me one night, and this was attached to it. Isn't that nice? Over here, we have, I think that's a EU maybe plug with the angled ones like that. I'm not sure. Not sure what that is. This is my power solution. So I just plugged this into a European adapter. And this is what you get. I get them on Amazon. They'll fit most cruise ship cabins. This gives you an extra plug for your computer, your iPhones, whatever you need it for. Because a lot of the older ships don't have a lot of North American plugs, but they do always have at least one European plug. So just buy one of these. They come in packs of 3 usually, not very expensive. If I ever do open up an Amazon store, I'll link all the stuff down below. So a lot of times the new power banks or the extension things for the plugs aren't allowed on ships anymore. This one is. It's all strictly USB. Like you can't plug a computer, you can't plug a phone, you can't plug anything into here with a cube or actual physical plug. It's not an outlet. The outlet is there. This is just a USB port. It'll charge quickly, and it has 4 USB-Cs and 4 USB-As, and one of them is a fast charger. So keep that in mind too. A couple of cubbies down here, 4 cubbies, just throw basically stuff on there. Here's the fridge. So we've kept a few pops we got from the bar, and it'd keep things cool. I wouldn't say it's super cold, but it definitely keeps them cool. All right, you'll also notice lots of floor space down this end of the room. Lots of floor space. Good for moving your suitcases around, unpacking. Good for moving from the bed to the bathroom, and then back in here again. Lots of space, right? Let's have a look at the bathroom quickly since we're here. That was a sensor light that went on. This is the bathroom light. The sensor light's up there on the back. We've asked for robes. They will give you robes if you ask for them. They're quite comfy, except they don't fit me, but otherwise they're nice. So 2 hooks on the back of the door, continuing on, blah, blah, blah. And then the standard bathroom, the same as the Sky Princess. Everything is basically the same, although this one looks a little less yellow for some reason to me. But basically the same. You got your nice sink, you got decent counter space right here, big, huge square sink, decent counter space there. 3 nice shelves, not even full. Good lighting, decent storage space underneath. You know me, I don't like to get things too close to the toilet. There's a toilet roll we put over here. One there. But the actual toilet roll is way under there, and that's a little hard to reach if you ask me. That's a weird spot for that toilet roll. Anyway, that's just me. No trouble with the hot and cold water. It is a cloth shower curtain. It does have some translucency at top, so you can kind of see through it, as you can see. And it doesn't stick to you, which is nice. It's very light. Just the shower wand, that's all they have in here. This one was broken, I noticed. That's broken a bit there, but whatever, it's fine. It's worked fine. They do have the clothesline, which some of the cruise lines don't now. For hanging things. And they have a shampoo and conditioner in one, which isn't always the best, and then body wash separate. There's a little shelf here though, either for storing or putting your foot on or doing whatever you want to do in there. Handle too, in case ships get rocky. Nice size mirror. Quite a step, so be careful of that. Otherwise, very functional, very, very functional bathroom. I just noticed there's a plug for a razor in there, right there. Old school. Okay. Once this light's on, that's the bathroom I'm turning off. Once this light's on, I can flick that all I want, and that light's not going off. That's on a timer, it's gonna go off when it wants to go off. 2.5 minutes later, we'll still be on. Okay, let's go look outside. So, this room is considered an obstructed balcony room, and it's cheaper. Standard obstructed balcony room. Can anybody see an obstruction there for me? As a matter of fact, our balcony is probably twice as big as other balconies that aren't standard obstructed balcony rooms. And here's why. And I researched this a lot. I look at a lot of diagrams and floor plans and deck plans, and I try to find unique and something that's going to be good value. Okay, just so you know, this is the same situation we had last time. You push up on these doors, your knuckles almost tend to, oh, mine always get wrapped right here. Right there, you wrap those knuckles. You have to pull up, push with your thumb, and pull. Because if you don't, you start pulling back, it'll just kind of jam and lock, and you'll wrap your knuckles every time. Of course, it's not doing it right now. And it's a very short opening, and it bangs. You kind of think it's going to go all the way to here, but it doesn't. It stops there. So I try to be conscious of that so I don't bother my neighbors. I don't see a light. Oh, there's a light there. I'm not sure where the switch is. Yeah, so welcome to our balcony. This is our obstructed standard balcony. So a standard balcony would stop right here. This is the width. So this chair would fit like that, and the glass would be right there. And I'll show you in a second. I can prove that. This is the bump out right here, little cutout. Because of that up there, because this area is all cut out. Right? And that's part of our obstruction down there, the fact that Alfredo's Pizza hangs out. And then it curves back in and goes straight for 2 cabins this way. And then after that, it cuts back in. And if you can see down there, those balconies are set back further and are smaller. They're only this wide. We get all this extra space and all this extra space. And our obstruction is the deck down below, that small lifeboat way over there, and the overhang of Alfredo's Pizza. Now, if you have an obstruction down there, you'd have a lifeboat. That is an obstructed balcony because you have a stanchion in front of you and a small boat. I'm not going to tell them if you don't tell them. Looking out, do I see anything? No. I mean, I can see the rail, I guess. If you want to call that obstruction, you can. But we have a beautiful view. Great floor space. Very quiet. We hear nothing from down below. They were testing the boats the other day. We didn't hear them. They were doing it during Costa Maya Port Day. It's mostly covered. If you're up on the skywalk up there, people can sometimes see down into the balconies because of that skywalk. I looked up there myself. The only thing I could see was approximately a third of this chair. So sort of like that. That's it. So it's very private. These chairs do recline right here. You can pull them back and they recline that way. Not the most comfortable in any position. Up like this, I find they're too straight. And when they're back one, that's about the most comfortable spot, I think. That's it. All right, let's see if we can get back inside. And don't forget, down is closed Important to keep the curtain closed if you want to keep the heat out of the room. We're talking about the heat in the room. This is where the air conditioning comes out. These are new for us. These are newer fans. We had other ones died on us, but we got these from Amazon. They're very good, very powerful. I hang them up on this side and turn them on. It just pushes all the cool air down. It just pushes it down. We can angle it towards the bed if we want to. And they weren't expensive. I think both of them, I think it came around $30 for 2 Canadian. Once again, if I start an Amazon store, I'll leave those in a link below. Keep some kind of fan with you, if not, because you have no control on the airflow in the room. Okay, and this room does get very warm. Just a tip. Good to know. So we should see if we can find that switch for the light outside. Where's that light switch? There it is. So there's the light switch for outside. Make sure you don't leave the light switch on for people at night. Some people like to look at the sky. I know I do. Blackout curtains work pretty good. There's some light escaping from the top and the bottom, but overall, pretty good. All right. So that'll do it for Emerald 429 standard balcony cabin, obstructed balcony cabin here on Majestic Princess. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Very important. Tick that box. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'll be sure to answer them. If you know anybody that might like the video, please share it with somebody you know. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe. A lot of people that watch the videos don't subscribe, and we'd really appreciate it if you would, as it helps out the channel immensely. So subscribe if you haven't. And one more thing, stay safe and be nice to each other. You guys have a great day, and thanks for watching. Take care. Bye for now.